So guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be building this app, guys. This video kind of like brings together all the stuff that we have seen in our previous videos in the SwiftUI series. So yeah, in this video we will be building an amazing app like this, wherein a user can either register to use the app, or if he is already a registered user, he can just log in into the app. And once he is in, he'll be shown a list of his expenses. He could just add an expense. Yeah, and we also have a favorites tab wherein he could see all the expenses that he has marked as favorite. So I'll just go ahead and remove all of them. And we also have a profile page which right now contains only a logout button, tapping on which you would be logged out. So this is kind of like a crash course or a masterclass course where you create this basic app, and then in our future videos let's go further from here on. So let's get started, guys. Initially what we'll do is we'll just create a blank application. Product name, let's just do MasterClass demo. Alright, now that we have a brand new blank app scaffolded out here, let's just the first step we'll do is we'll add Firebase. So I'll go here, and then I can get the bundle identifier from here. Go to Firebase, console.firebase.google.com, and click on create a project. You will be faced with a screen like this. Enter a name, it could be any name, SwiftUI expenses, and click on continue. Google Analytics is not needed actually. We are not going to be using Google. Fine. Now that the project is created, let's just click on continue, and you get this amazing screen, right? What you need to do is click on iOS, and then here just do the bundle identifier that you just got from here. It will be giving you a config file. Download that. This is the one. Just download this. When you're trying to copy, it will ask you like this. Just click on finish. Ensure that the target is selected, and then click on finish. This is done. Now you need to get in here, and then okay, this is done. The next step you need to do is get into the main masterclass demo app, and inside this write an initializer, firebase app dot configure. Now you notice that it didn't give me any auto suggestion or anything, right? That's because I haven't yet added the Firebase package inside our SwiftUI app. So in order to do that, what you need to do is get into file, add package dependencies. Now since I have already accessed these two packages before, they are showing up here inside my recently used list. If in case you haven't accessed this, what you need to do is you need to paste this URL, GitHub Firebase iOS SDK, into here, and then it will automatically search this particular package for you and give it to you here. Since I've already accessed this before, it's showing up inside my recently used list. I'm clicking on this and then clicking on add package. Now once the package list is retrieved, you will be shown with something like this. What you need to do is just select whatever you want. Firebase auth, you want this, so just select this, and then you want Firebase core, select this, and Firebase Firestore, you want this as well, select this. Apart from this, the other stuff we are not going to be using in this particular app, in this particular video. In our future videos, I'll try to show you Firebase functions and Firebase storage as well. So let's just give add package, and those are added here now, right? Once this finishes, we can just go ahead and import it, and it's going to be as easy as that, bringing Firebase inside your SwiftUI apps. Alright, now that we have added Firebase to our project, let's go ahead and get started with the login screen. Before starting off with the login screen, I would like to point out that I'm going to be using the MVVM architecture for this particular app. Now, regarding the architectural preference, you can go ahead and use any architecture that you prefer. I'm just mentioning that I would be using MVVM to demonstrate how to write this simple app. So let's first go ahead and create some directories. Now inside the view, let me create a screen that's going to be the very first screen of our app, this particular screen. So what I'll do is I'll just call it a landing view. And then inside content view, we can just go ahead and do remove all this and just say landing. Now this is going to be our landing screen. So what I'll do is, in this screen I have to first check whether the user is already signed in. If he is signed in, I should take him to the dashboard page. If he is not signed in, then I should show him the login or register form. So what I'll do is I'll do some checking, basic checking here. I'll create a view model for that. I'll create a view model, new file from template, and this is going to be just a Swift file. Landing view model. Here I'll import Firebase auth, and what I'm going to do is class landing view model. This is going to be an observable object, since I want the state to be maintained throughout. So I'll just do a published where current user ID string. Now this is going to be holding our user ID, which we will be getting when the user registers for the app. So then what we'll do is private where we'll do a handler auth state did change listener handle. This is the one. What this will do is, whenever the authentication state changes, that is if the user goes from login to logout or logout to login, this handler will get triggered. So what I'll do is I'll do a initializer, and inside this self.handler equals auth dot add state change. This is the one. Add state change listener. I'll do a weak self to prevent any memory leaks. User in, and then I'll run this in the main queue. Dispatch queue dot main dot async I'll also have a function that will return a boolean if the user is signed in or not. What's the error here? Cannot find. Oh, sorry, this is not int. You understand what's happening here, right? What I have done here is simply created a state change listener so that I could monitor when the user tries to log in or tries to log out, and then I'm having a simple function that returns a boolean value saying whether the user is logged in or not. Now what I can do is I can just inject this view model into this view directly here, and yeah, I'll show you. At state object where view model equals landing view model, and inside this what I can do is if view model dot is signed in, view model dot current user id dot is empty, is not empty, that is what's this false. And if this is the case, a particular view, that is the dashboard view, should be shown, else I should just show the login page. So login page, and this is going to be the dashboard page. Okay, let's go ahead and create those two as well. So now we have a landing page, and if the user is signed in, it will show the dashboard view. If the user is not signed in, it will show the login view. Let's go ahead and first create the login view. The login view should look something like this, right? So what I'm going to be doing is I'll have a z stack circle dot foreground color dot blue dot opacity is 0.4, and I'll add a blur around that circle, radius 1, shadow color dot blue, if you notice carefully guys, if I tap on register, the circle moves to this side and the bottom circles move to this side. If I tap on login, the circles move this side and the top circle moves this side. We are going to create this top circle first guys, that's what we are doing here. So what I'll do is I need to know which option the user has picked in this particular picker, segmented picker. This is called a segmented picker. So state private var selected option equals 1, offset if it is selected option equals 1, then it's 150, and 6 plus 150, y would be minus 475. Fine. Dot animation is just to give this nice bouncy effect. You can see a bouncy effect, right? So this could be anything, you could give whatever you want. I am just giving bouncy duration 0.3, and the value would be selected option. So based on the selected option, this circle will move either to this side or this side. Now the next thing we'll need to do is we need to have a form. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create this. Cool, we can now see this nice looking animation that's moving along with whatever value we have selected, right? And there is, if you notice, there is a slight bounce to that as well. If you increase the duration, the bounce would, anyway, let's not play around with this, let's just move on. So after this Alright, I hope you get what I have done here. What I have done is simply created a view builder wherein I will create 2 more views now. I will do that now. New file from template. One will be called login form. The other would be called register form, and inside the login view fine. So if the user has selected this particular picker, fine. If the user has selected this particular value, this will be shown, and if he selected this a completely different form is being shown, right? So that's what we have created these 2 for, and then we are inserting the view builder here as well. And the next thing we'll need to do is we'll need to do this forgot password get help. That's simply a head stack. That's simply a head stack. That's it. So what I'll do is I'll do head stack. Head stack text forgot password print a font system size 15 and action label text get help font system size 15. Cool. Now that we have got this, before moving on to creating these 3 circles, let's say, or shall we just create these 3 circles and then go on to building this form? This kind of looks awkward, right? We'll just create the circles. Circles are nothing. We'll copy this and then paste it thrice. That's it. That's the easiest way. Now we have the bottom circles as well, which as you can see moves beautifully, right? Now we just need to create the login form so that we can be done with the screen. Let's get into the login form page. It's just two simple fields, that's about it. So what we can do is we'll first create a view model for that as well. New file from template. Fine. Now we have the login form created. Let's just go ahead and we have already injected this form inside our login view here, right? Yeah. So we just need a register form which would look somewhat similar to this login form. So what we could do is we could just go ahead and copy and paste most of the stuff from here. Wow, so the padding is a little bit awkward, guys. You can see that this has gone way out of. Let's just fix that. How is this? I mean, here the padding is perfect, right? This exactly what should reflect here as well. What's happening here? Let me just try giving this a frame. So this is where the button ends, right? I'll give a padding for the button and then use a spacer for the remaining space. Below this, what I'll do is I'll give a padding for the whole thing and then frame, put it inside a frame with UI screen dot main dot bounds dot width. It will be some 200. Fine. Now we can see a nice looking login form here, right, where you can like type something and then a password, a secure password field as well. Let's go ahead and create one for the register form as well. So what I'll do is register page will mostly be somewhat similar to the login page, guys. So I think I can just go ahead and copy paste that entire thing. Hold on, let me first create a cool. Now you have a nice looking login screen with the registration form and the login form and this nice animation here as well to go hand in hand with this particular screen. Let's just now hook it up with the actual Firebase so that we can create a user and log into that particular user's dashboard profile. So what we'll do is go ahead and create a function for registering a particular user. So what I can do is here I'll create a function function register ka we need a validation function, right? So that if the user tries to kind of like give it all blank and then click on register, he should be validated against that. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'll write a specific validation function that will validate an email as well, so that the user doesn't enter some sort of text here like this and then tries to click on login. So what I'll do is it's showing email not valid, right? Similarly we should show error messages. So what I'll need to do is I'll just go ahead and create a new file called extension, new empty file, and then I'll call this extensions, and what this is going to contain is okay. Now this will check whether the given email is valid or not, and since this is an extension written on a string, we can simply use this as easily as just guard email dot is valid email. That's it. It's as simple as that. Now let's go ahead and finish off our adding new user. What you need to do is first validate, guard validate, else return auth create user with email, password is password, and then I'll use another weak self to prevent memory leakage, sorry. Error So now this will automatically see if the returned result has a user ID. If not, it won't allow us to move further. If it is there, then what it will do is it will insert a new user record inside our Firestore collection, so that we can have some sort of user management system going on, some rudimentary user management system going on. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a new model. This is where our actual model comes in. I'll create a new model called user. What I'll do is I'll do struct user codable, and where id string, where name string, where email joined time interrupt. This is the date in which the user joined, and this is the date in which the user last signed in. So now I have a user model. I can go ahead and use this to insert the user into the Firestore collection. So what I'll do is self dot insert. I need a function, right? Private func insert user user. This is the one. Name is name, email is email, date dot time interval since 1970. Once again, date dot time interval since 1970. Fine. Now that we have a user object, let's go ahead and connect it with our DB. Firestore. So it's not Firestore, it's Firestore dot Firestore db.collection users dot document id dot set data new user. What you can do is you can convert this entire object into a dictionary data type so that you can have key value pairs, guys. If you convert it as into a dictionary data type and then store it into Firestore, it will directly, wait, let me show you. It's pretty much easy, guys. Pretty much easy to convert it into a key value, dictionary data type. So what you need to do, go back into extensions. Extensions is the file that we were using, right? Yeah, this is the one. Extension encodable. So this is the type on which we are going to be writing an extension. Function as dictionary data type JSON encoder dot encode self return you see why I'm doing this, right? This is simply like JSON serialization that we used to do in Flutter separately, and then use that serialized object back in our logic file, the business logic file. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do here, but doing it as an extension will give me the flexibility to use this particular thing wherever I want inside the app with whatever user object, with whatever user model, this model I have. So that's why I'm doing it inside an extension. JSON object with data as string in empty dictionary catch empty dictionary. So this will now what it will do is it will convert the whatever object that we have created here into a into a dictionary format. So I can simply do new user dot acts as dictionary. That's it, and this will help me save the user into my Firestore collection. That's it. Now we have some logic in place to create a new user and sign him into create a new user in Firestore collection. Let's go ahead and what we'll do is we'll first hook this up with a register view model, right? A view model dot register. Fine. We'll finish off this login form as well and then come back, guys. So this is the login form view model, right? Once again we need a validation function. So private func validate. This is going to be pretty much similar to what we wrote just now. God email dot cool. Now this validation function, this is exactly similar to what we just did, guys. Now this validation function guard validate Cool. Now let's go ahead and hook this up with login as well. This is the login form, right? And we need somewhere to show the errors. So what I'll do is if not view model, what the error message, what is empty text view model dot error message dot foreground color dot red. Once we register a user or log in a user, we will be getting a user ID which we can then pass it on to the dashboard view. So the dashboard view should be ready to accept a particular user ID. Where is the landing view? Yeah, landing view. Here you can just simply pass this in view model dot. This is for a later stage. I'm doing it now itself, guys, so that if the user is logged in, there won't be any way to like get the user ID back if there is no method to log out, right? So either we need to create a logic to log out first, or we could simply pass in the user ID here so that we can know which user is currently logged in. You will get it in a little bit, guys. Just keep watching. Now let's try registering a new user. So before that, what you need to do is you need to finish this off. Go to authentication here. Where is the get started? Here just give email password and then enable this. Save. Now if you go to users, there are no users yet, right? If you register for a user, we should be able to see user there. User, say for instance, I'll use my own name. You should now be able to be taken to the dashboard page, and if you go back here, you could also see that the user has been created, right? And if I open my Firestore database collection, that same user should be inserted now as a record, since we had code for that. So yeah, now we can see that there's a users collection and the user is inserted. Now let me just copy this and then hard code it in the preview so that it doesn't keep throwing up errors for me. Okay. Now that we have our register logic works fine, guys. That's exactly what I'm trying to say here. Now that we have our register logic, we can't yet test the login view, since we would need to find a way to log out. There would be some sort of persistence. So whenever you go back into this main content view, that is whenever this landing view is loaded, it will automatically check if the user is already logged in, and if he is logged in, it will automatically take you to the dashboard view, and it won't show you the login view again unless you log out manually. So yeah, like I said, now you can see that the dashboard is being shown, right? So we'll just get into dashboard view and start coding the, what was that? Yeah, this tab view. So to code the tab view, there are three pages here, three screens here. One is this expenses view, the other one is this favorites view, and the other one is the profile view, which includes nothing but a login button, logout button. So what I can do here is, first I'll go ahead and create those. What was that? Home view. Profile view. And what was the other thing? Favorites view. Great. And all these views would now take in a parameter which would be nothing but the user ID. So home view will have a init you might wonder why. Wait, let me finish this. Fine. And okay, this is for now. I'm just giving a hard-coded user ID so that the preview loads up without error. Even then, the Xcode previews are always prone to errors, guys, like I said. Anyway, let's get into dashboard view and do the tabs. So I'll just remove this. Current user ID dot tab item label home system image house. I'll just copy this, paste it 2 more times. All this needs to do is favorites art person.circle, and this is profile. Now go back into home view. This would be home, this would be favorites, and this should be profile. Fine. Now what you'll do is get into home view. If you notice here, it has a list of expenses, it has a title and a button which will automatically trigger a sheet, and there is a form inside the sheet inside which you can enter some details, and there is also error handling. If you notice, if you just don't give in any errors, given data, it just handles the error as well. So we'll just go ahead and do all of these now. Let's get into home view. We are in home view, sorry. Let's create a view model file for that. Home view model, and inside this this show new item view is the one that will pull up the sheet from the bottom. So initially it will be false, since we don't need the sheet to load up whenever the view loads. go back into home view. State object where view model home view model, and here you can actually initialize this self Now this is a way of instead of always retrieving the user ID whenever I want it, I can simply pass it through. This is simply throwing data around, guys. That's it. And what I can do now is I'll go ahead and create a new model for an expense. So new file from template, Swift file, new expense. And this is going to be this particular expense. So once again struct codable identifiable. Let ID, this will not change. All these will not change. Let string, so I can simply use let description string. So now whenever the user taps on his favorite this heart, it should automatically be set to either true or false, right? That's exactly what this function will do. Now I can simply make use of this model. Hold on, go back to home view. We'll go ahead and create the navigation stack. Navigation title, expenses, toolbar, button, view model dot show new item value equals to Now inside this we need to show a different view, and when I say view, I don't mean like this one. This is the form that we are going to be showing as a view. So let's go ahead and create that. It should be like a new expense view, right? New expense view, create. one, if I go here, this will ensure that the sheet takes a height of 300. Otherwise the sheet will cover the entire screen, guys. That's why I am adding a detent here. Let me just create this form quickly, guys. It's just going to be a VStack, as you probably. So yeah, I'll just do this part really quickly. VStack. What's wrong with this? Oh man. Even the sheet should be inside, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Now you can see a nice looking form here, right? So let's make this form workable. Like as soon as you tap on save, it should automatically save it somewhere. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go to new expense view model, and what we can write here is we can write func save. First we need a validator, right? So for the validator, what I'm going to do is fine. What this validator will do is it will check if the description is empty. It will also check if the amount is greater than 0, and if both those conditions are satisfied, guard can save, else return. This is the usual method, guys. If you want to get the UID, this is how you get it. Import Firebase auth. Now that I have created a new item, I can go ahead and save it. Fine, I have created a new collection called expenses, and I am creating a sub collection under the document of that particular user called all expenses, and I am storing this particular expense that the user has created inside that particular collection under a new ID. So now that I have a function, I can simply make use of this here, right? Inside the save button, I can simply call that's it. So inside the save button, this is the save button. If view model dot can save view model dot save sheet presented equals false, else view model dot show alert equals true. Cool. Now if I go to home view, I should be able to see I should be able to save a new expense. Let's see if that works. So now I'm clicking on this plus button and I can see this form, right? First I'll check whether the validation works. Yeah, the validation works. So now what I'll do is I'll write a first expense, and the amount I'll give it as 2. 3 April. Wow, it's almost 4. Here the area where I live in is a big city, guys. In India it's always noisy, so I have to stay up at night if I want to record a video. That's why, yeah. So I'll just click on save. Let's see what happens. Okay, since the view dismissed, our validation works, and the code should have attempted to save this on our Firestore. Let's see if that happened. Okay, I have an expenses collection, and I have my document in here, and there is a sub collection called all expenses, a new document there, and yeah, I can see my expense being stored here, right? The amount was 2, the description was first expense. This is my expense. Now we have a logic which enables us to create a new expense. Now we'll write some logic to see the expenses here. In order to do that, I'll show you like a very simple way. What you can do is write a query directly on the view, guys. You can just wait, I'll show you. Import Firebase Firestore, and then inside this init you can write a query here, Firestore query where expenses new expense. Now self.expenses equals Firestore query collection path expenses user ID all expenses. Now this will traverse to this collection under this document, and under all the documents under this particular collection will be retrieved. Now let's show all these inside the view. So instead of a text, what I'll do is I'll have a vstack. Inside this, let's just do list expenses expense. Okay, I'll just create a let me once again reference. This is a okay, I'll just create that in a different view. I'll name that view as expense list item view. New empty file from template. And inside this here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create this thing, guys, this entire thing. Here we have an actionable button as well. We need to create that as well. Let's go ahead and do that. It's pretty much simple. Let expense new expense, and where body vstack alignment ternary operator foreground. Now here I'll have a function that will enable me to toggle between favorite or not. So toggle is favorite. The function name is toggle is favorite, and expense here inside this will be new expense, where expense copy. I'll create a copy. Since I can't directly modify this inline thing, so I'm creating a copy here and then modifying the copy. Expense copy dot set favorite, expense dot is favorite. So if it's true, it will set it to false. If it's false, it will set it to true. Now you might wonder where this set favorite is. It is written as a mutating function here, if you remember. So no problem. And what we can do is we need to have a UID, right? So guard let, oh, I need guard let UID equals auth dot current user dot UID, else return the db equals fire expenses document expense copy dot id set data. You can see what's happening here, right? I am simply toggling the favorite using this toggle favorite function, and what I'm doing is updating the DB, since we have this is favorite field in the DB as well. So now that that is done, I can simply go ahead and call this here expense list item here. So what I'll do is, what's the problem here? View model dot toggle is favorite. So there is no view model. At state object where view model equals expense view model expense list item expense. Fine, this is done. So I can just go back to home view and make use of this expense list item view here now. So expense in expense list item view, expense view. Okay, let's see if whatever we have written so far works. Cool, right? So now that this works, let's go ahead and finish this off. After this, there are two more fields, right? Text amount would be expense dot amount not font, not body, text, then what happened to my autocomplete? Yeah, this is so. Expense dot expense date. Cool, right? Now if you just, let's see if this button is clickable as well. So I have clicked it and it has become true. Yeah, it works as well. You click it again, it should be false. Yeah, so the update happens as well and everything works. Let's just try adding a new expense now. It should be instantly shown because this query is being executed directly inside the view. So if I do a second expense and then like give it 5 4:07 a.m. save. Yeah, you can see that it's instantly being shown here, right? Now what I can do is, right now there isn't much difference, but if you over time, if more and more documents are retrieved from Firestore, it's better to have some sort of ordering while retrieving a query, ordering while querying, or I'll show you another way to sort a list. What you can do is, you can, after this has been retrieved, since we have a date parameter there, we can simply do expense dot sorted, expenses dot sorted by, yeah, now the sorting will be happening. This might not seem like a big thing now, guys, but if you have like a huge set of expenses documents, and if all of them are being retrieved, then since we haven't specified an order by clause here, it will be like retrieved randomly and then thrown up here, which means there won't be any order whenever you switch between views. So having it this way would bring some order when you switch between views. That's exactly what I'm trying to say here. Now that we have the expenses, the exact same thing is what we are going to be following for our favorites view as well. Favorites view, so maybe favorites view I'll show you how to query using a where field. So what I'll do is go back here and what do we have in the favorites view? Just a list of the favorite expenses, right? This should be pretty much simple. So inside the favorites view, I'll do a query Firestore query where expenses new expense. Once again, self dot expenses equals Firestore query. In our future videos, I'll show you how to write retrieval queries in the view model files and then make use of them inside the view as well. Firestore query collection path whatever. Okay. Import file base, collection path, expenses, user ID, all expenses. Now what you can do is you can just do a predicates, and inside this you can give it like this, where field is favorite is equal to true. What this will do is whichever while querying it will select whichever thing has true, and then whichever field is true here in this is favorite, and query only those documents alone. That's exactly what's happening here. Okay, so what we can do next is what's the problem here? Sorry. Now inside this navigation stack, once again vstack, even a navigation stack is not needed, guys. You can simply write a vstack or something and then write a list. Navigation stack, I had a plan originally to like click on one of these and then it will open up in a pop-up showing how much amount was spent and when it was spent. That's the reason why I brought in a navigation stack. But that's now beyond the scope of this video, since it's already too long. I don't want to drag this along. So let's just move on. Vstack list expenses, expense Now if I go to dashboard view, let me go to dashboard. Let me just favorite one of them. If I go to favorites, nothing really happens because okay, I didn't. Now if I go to favorites, you can see the first expense. If I mark this as expense as well, you can see both of them. So this works. Clearly this works, right? If I remove one of these, obviously the query will remove that. Now let's finish off this by adding a profile view as well. Profile view, let's just have one button, guys. What did we have here? Yeah, that's just one button, which is the logout button. Profile view, I'll show you how to do like a detailed one with the user image, selecting a user image and then changing the name and everything in a future video. So for now, let me just copy a button from the login form. This button is there, right? I'll just copy this. Yeah. View model isn't there, okay. Profile view model, fine. Inside this profile view model, that's it. Now what should happen is, as soon as you click on the sign out button, it should automatically sign you out because we have a this should automatically sign you log out. Yeah, as soon as you, what happened? As soon as you click on this sign out button, it should automatically log you out, because we have inside this landing view model, we have a handler that will automatically see if the user is logged in or not. It will monitor the auth state changes, and as soon as you tap on the log out button, it should dispatch the change to the main queue, which means you'll automatically be taken to the landing view page. So now that we have almost completed, the app is now completed. Let's just try and go ahead and try running this inside the simulator instead of doing the preview. Preview isn't like, anyway, okay, if you are a regular user of Xcode, you know what I'm talking about. Cool. Now let me just move it a little bit here. Yeah, now if I just if I tap on login, it should automatically show. If I just give some random data, it should show email. Okay, also all our validations work. Yeah, and apps are supposed to be snappy. You saw that it was almost instant, right? So let me just add a new expense. Probably shouldn't have used a stepper here. Yeah, third expense. Now if I just favorite this, second expense, third expense, now all of them are favorites. Yeah, now if I go to profile, there is a logout button. If I click on logout, you can see that I'm instantly brought back to the landing page. So yeah guys, this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys today. We have created a wonderful app from scratch. Thanks for patiently sitting through this long video, guys. I wanted to show you a lot in this video, since we have seen a lot of stuff in our previous videos, right from calling to URLs, setting up Firebase CRUD, and designing login screens and such. So I thought maybe I should make a video that mixes all of that, and then teaches you how to write a basic app using SwiftUI and Firebase. That's the whole point of this video. We saw a lot of stuff today regarding authentication and storing data in Firebase, and retrieval as well, and we also saw how to handle errors, etc. So I think this video might be of some help to you. If you found this helpful, kindly share it with someone and help them too. And if you really like this video, kindly hit the thumbs up button. And if you are stuck somewhere, or if you want help, or if you want to contact me, kindly leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll respond to all comments. So yeah guys, I really hope this video was helpful to you guys. Kindly hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more content like this. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.